Hey y'all, Monk Joseph here with the Broken Buddha. Today I just want to go through that the Mantrayana breakdown. I'll just freestyle this one. It's pretty complex, but I think I can do this. Okay, so those four mantras are a team of bodhisattvas and Buddhas that are Shaolin Temple venerated that work together. All right, so I'll tell you a little bit about the story. I'll try to keep it a short video. Tell you some of the story, tell you something about mantra. First, let's start with the Mantrayana. Let's get to the technical aspect of things. When you're doing Mantrayana, the reason I do it the way that I do it, when other than Om at the beginning and the end, that is, to my understanding, the right way to do it. But you got to think about it when you're doing mantras. It's like no matter what you believe in, there's all that is that can't be understood everywhere and inside of everything. And so imagine everything's connected. We're all underwater, right? So you do the Om, that's throwing the stone, and then the vibrations that follow is the request or the prayer, and then Om back to the stone. So you're like connecting, requesting, connecting, stopping. And that's why I do it the way that I do it. Whew, that was going pretty heavy there for a minute. All right, so I spelled them, romanized the best that I could, really quick. When you say hum, you should close your mouth, and that's why you see the difference between hum and hum. Hum, just like that. That's why actually there was probably some confusion there for a while, back in the day, in the translation era. All right, so real quick story. So Amitabha, the last one I did was Amitabha, also known as Amiteyas, or in Chinese, Amitofu, is what you would hear a Shaolin monk say, Amitofu. In English, Amitabha. And then Sanskrit, Amiteos. And actually, I think Amitabha is, it's actually, one is Sambhogakaya form, formless realm, and one is form realm. I'm not gonna know right now, and I don't wanna get you guys mixed up. But there is a difference, and there's reasons you would say them for different purposes of prayer understanding. All right. So, and Amitabha is known as a Buddha that came from a different system of worlds to help guide humanity to enlightenment. So, I mean, as a Shaolin Temple adherent, it's very interesting to see people like want to wonder where aliens are and when they're coming, and if they're gonna help us, and if you really understand and believe in Amitabha, you're like, are they serious? Like he's right there. So also known as the Lotus Sutra. If you really know your comparisons in relative terms in Buddhism. All right, so that's that one. The Buddha of Compassion, I wrote it that way because, in Sanskrit it's Avalokiteshvara, in Tibetan it's Chenrezig, in Chinese it's Guanyin, in older Chinese it's, which the one where I go is Tsundi, Cundi. And there's just so many different aspects of compassion, and also as an adherent of Vajrapani specifically, Vajrapani is the culmination of all the powers of all the Buddhas, and there is no more defined power of a Buddha than compassion. So I have no objection to the prayer of request for compassion that is the mantras of the Buddhas of compassion, but I do lump that into what I study, what I am, what I do, because again, that is the power, and all the powers are culminated in Vajrapani. And moving on, Vajrapani is the power, the culmination of all the power. So you have Amitabha from the separate worlds, you have the Buddha, the culmination of all the compassion of the Buddhas, culmination of all the power of the Buddhas, Vajrapani. The Manjushri is the culmination of all the wisdom of the Buddhas. And I have to mention that because it's these three aspects that make it a team. I mean, it's a sentience of a grand aspect of wisdom, compassion, and power. And then, of course, Amitabha from another system of worlds, spreading infinite karma to help guide us the best that it can. That's the best breakdown I can give you of that story. There are so many different versions of that, and so many different subsects and groups that break off. Some break off Vajrapani, some break off the Buddha of Compassion, some break off Amitabha as separate and put them teams different in different groups. So it's a whole really complex, interesting thing if you really look into it. But if you really look into it and you don't think that humans are the only greatest sentient thing on the planet and all of functional existence beyond the, reaches of anything that we can possibly understand, I mean, knowing that the field of knowledge is impossibly greater than anything that we could possibly understand of things that are actually known. So there you have it, and that's your little Mantrayana. So throw the stone, make the prayer vibration, get the flow back from what it is, dedicate so you can get merit. Either way, you'll get good karma for it. But enjoy that. That's your little quick Mantrayana lesson. There's also another mantra class on here that goes back like Om and Mantrayana from back in the day. Check that one out too, so you can get a good understanding. Peace and blessings. Thank you for stopping by.